Hello there! In this video we're going to show you how to do ice and snow themed bases super quickly and easily. This is a really cool way of giving your armies a distinct look and feel. The paints we'll be using are on the screen right now. You can see that there are a lot of light blues and whites which are perfect for our icy theme. We also have a list of the additional equipment we've used, but you can use whatever brushes you feel most comfortable with. If you're new to painting or want to brush up on your skills, you can check out the Citadel Color Painting Essentials videos to learn all about our paints and painting techniques. Right, let's get painting. The first thing we need to do is completely cover our base with art coat. For this, we're using a medium shade brush. We are doing this because it's a nice little trick to get the texture paint to crackle and split even more. Let it dry for around 20 to 30 minutes before carrying on. With the art coat dry, we're now going to apply a Grelin Earth, the crackle paint, over one side of the base. To do this, you can use the Citadel texture tool or you can use an old brush. We have decided to use an old brush here because it will allow us to get more of the texture paint onto the large base at once. This is a really cool way of recycling older brushes. Remember that the texture paint will damage your brush, so do not use a new one. Make sure to really layer it on heavily. The more you apply, the more the paint will crackle and get the desired effect that we're after. While the Grelin Earth is still wet, we're then going to apply a Grelin Badland over the other side of the base. This is the bumpy and lumpy version of the texture paint. Where the two paints meet, just mix it around with your desired tool. Once both sides of the base are covered, just leave it to dry now. Depending on the size of your base, it will take anywhere from 30 minutes to around an hour to dry fully. Okay, now that the base is dried fully, we have sprayed it with white scar spray. This has done two things for us. Firstly, it's quickly and easily covered the texture in a nice white base that will help us with our theme. And secondly, the spray has helped to set the texture for us, which will make it easier for us to dry brush it later on, without the risk of knocking bits of the texture off. Right, now it's time for the fun parts of the tutorial. Firstly, we're going to apply Pilar Glacier straight from the pot using a medium shade brush all over the Grelin Earth side of the base. This is the crackle texture that we can see. Just load up your brush and get it all over the crackle paint. While that's still wet, we're going to get Frost Heart straight from the pot and put it all over the lumpy Grelin Badlands texture. Where the two paints meet, don't be afraid to just mix them a bit and let them blend with each other. This will give a very natural finish to the two different surfaces meeting. We'll need to let the paint sit for around 10 to 15 minutes before it's fully dried. With the previous stage now dry, we're going to highlight the base. For this, we're using white scar and a medium dry brush. Get a load of white scar onto your paintbrush and work off most of the paint on a paper towel, working the remaining pigment into your brush's bristles. Once that's done, gently brush over the texture. The paint will naturally pick out all of the raised details. This method works wonderfully for bases in particular because it gives them a distinctly natural look. Right, we can leave the base there, but we're just going to do one final detail to tie the base together. The very last thing we're going to do is apply Valhallan Blizzard over the base. For this, we're going to use a texture tool. You can load up with as little or as much Valhallan Blizzard as you like at this point. We're just going to do a smattering of it because we want the look of patches of snow settling over a frozen wasteland. Once you've got your desired amount on your base, just leave it to dry for around an hour. And there we go. Your base is complete, and all that's left to do is paint the rim in whatever color matches the rest of your army. We've decided to paint a few more bases of various sizes in this style so that you can see what they look like all together and get a feel of how your frozen and snow themed army will seem on the gaming table. This is a really cool way of making your army look different and stand out. For more tutorials, tips and tricks, check out our videos on the Warhammer YouTube channel or head to your local Warhammer store where our amazing staff will be more than happy to help. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this video and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye!